I sat down, I took a couple deep breaths, and I thought about it. I said, I could either create my own misery, I could prove my family member right and all the people who ever doubted me right, or I can make my grandmother proud. I can make a step forward. I can make myself proud. Growing up as a child, I went through a lot mentally, either from moving from home to home, so I never really felt secure in a safe spot, or for constantly being bullied at school for being a new kid, dealing with family losses, or just dealing with regular family issues. So as a kid, I did not know how to handle that stress, so I would make an excuse. And my personal excuse was, you don't know what I feel until you walk in my shoes. Thinking about that now as a man, I was kind of right to a certain extent. You can't necessarily feel my shoes, experience the same things with the same people at the same time with the same feelings, although people are able to walk the same path. So what I mean by it is, if I fail a grade, other people fail grades as well. If I have a loss in the family, other people do too. It's not with the same people at the same moments, but everyone's able to have that same experience and walk that same path. My junior year of high school at J.M. Hanks High School in El Paso, Texas, people assume, since I'm a peer mentor now, that I had tremendous grades, I had everything going for me, I had amazing test scores, but that was not the case. In grade school, I received a lot of Fs, a lot of Ds, a lot of Cs. And with those Fs, people automatically started labeling me as a failure. So in my grade school years, I was 3 points away from failing 8th grade, and I was not able to walk with my 8th grade class. That's how terrible my grades were. I graduated lowest in my high school class. I was placed in SAC. If you are not informed what SAC is, it is an in-school suspension to where you misbehave to a certain standard of the school, and you are placed inside of a classroom for an entire week, just doing nonstop homework and just basically staring into a wall. As well, I was removed from my basketball team because Stephen Brown did not realize that you needed good grades in order to play sports. So I ended up graduating high school, and I thought I had everything for me, but I just had to take that first semester of college off because I was not ready. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. My grades were not up there, so I just took that first semester off, and then this is where all the negativity started to build up. My first week of attempting to apply to college, my family member, a close family member of mine, told me that, I am proud of you, I'm glad you graduated from high school, but good luck being a bum. Now, hearing that from a family member is discouraging. It took a huge toll on me, and at that point, I felt like I had to do something. So automatically, I applied here at the University of Texas at El Paso, and I was automatically placed into the START program. And if you don't know what the START program is, that means that you're not fully admitted to the university, but you are able to take classes here to see if you are college ready. That discouraged me because I thought mentally maybe I can do it, but I just decided not to take that route. So I tried my luck at EPCC. Automatically, I took the placement test. I was placed into a remedial course. With that, I took a step-by-step process to get myself back into school, and this is where the daily quotes I would hear from basically family members, peers is, you're not gonna be successful, good luck being a bum, you won't amount up to anything, and you will not finish college. Once you start hearing negative aspects or hearing negative words coming towards you, you start to believe it yourself. You start to mentally think, well, maybe I am a failure. Maybe I won't be anything. Maybe I won't amount up to anything. And at that moment, I knew that there was something that I had to prove. I knew that I wasn't a failure. I knew the material. I knew I could be a college student. So this is where that time changed. This is where I knew I needed to make a stand and become a man. So I talked to my mentors. I went to tutoring. I went to after school hours. I would study day after day after day. And at EPCC, I ended up getting tremendous grades and everything was going good for me. Around my sophomore year of college, I got the news that I lost my grandmother. Hearing that, it took a huge toll on me because my grandmother was a woman who took care of me and my brothers because both my parents were military and I got deployed at the same time. And when I heard that I lost my grandmother, I felt completely destroyed. I did not know what to do. I wanted to drop out of school. I wanted to just give up. But I sat down, I took a couple deep breaths and I thought about it. I said, I could either create my own misery or I can create my own success. And I actually got that quote from one of my mentors, Dr. Reyes. With that quote, it speaks a lot of volume to me because I could either create my own misery, I could prove my family member right and all the people who ever doubted me right. I could drop out, I could be a bum, I could be a failure and prove them right. Or I can make my grandmother proud. I can make a step forward. I can make myself proud and I can create my own success. I could be the person that I envision myself as, and that's a college student finishing college. So I took that chance. I stayed in school. I transferred to UTEP, and with the outcome, I became a peer mentor. I became a tutor at Parkland Elementary. I actually became an NSCS member at the El Paso Community College. I'm an alumni member there, and I'm also an NSCS member here. So with those outcomes, I will leave it with one short story about my time at Parkland Elementary on why walking the same path is important to me. So I recently got the notice that I was going to be a 5th grade tutor, and I took that challenge and I accepted it. So a little boy came in, and I gave him his lunch, helped him out with his homework. Everything was good to go for that school day. He went home. The very next day, he came to me ball crying. He cried and he was stressed out, and that day I noticed, and I didn't know what was wrong with him, but I just let him let out his emotions. So that one day of crying turned into weeks, turned into months, and then I noticed it went out through a whole school year. So I decided to take that chance to talk to him. So I pulled him aside and I asked him, I was like, "Are you okay? Is everything going fine? And what's wrong?" And he told me, "Mr. Brown, I'm not happy. I don't have any friends. I'm gonna be a failure. No one believes in me." When I heard those words, it struck me because I didn't know how to respond to him, but I just remember hearing those exact same words and being bullied at school, and that's when walking the same path came to me. Because at my time, I went through that same exact thing. I didn't have friends, and I had horrible grades, and people didn't believe in me. So that's why I had to take that stand and talk to him. I told him, happiness doesn't come from everyone else. Other people cannot make you happy. They could be a part of your happiness, but true happiness comes within you. If you believe that you can achieve anything and everything that you want in life, then you could do it within yourself. And then one aspect that I did make him happy, because I didn't know what to say to him, I told him, "Isn't Mr. Brown your friend as well?" I told him, "If you want to go play in the Ole, if you want to have a friend to play basketball with, I'll go take that chance with you. I'll go play basketball. If you need help with your homework, I'm more than happy to be here and help you tutor, and I will help you get your grades up wherever you want them to be." From that moment on, he started smiling. He started talking to other students. He actually passed his STAR test with tremendous grades, and at the last very day of school, he came up to me and said, "Mr. Brown, thank you for everything, and thank you for believing in me." And just because I was able to walk his same path, I wasn't able to fill his shoes, but being able to walk that same path actually impacted a life, and that made me feel good to be able to see that that's what I want to do in life. I want to be able to impact lives for people who went through that same path. I will end my presentation with a quote. "You are not a product of the circumstances that you live in life. You are a product of the decisions that you make in life." Just because you start off life as a failure does not mean your life is destined to be a failure. You are in control of the own decisions that you make in life. So if you want to achieve anything and absolutely everything that you want, you just got to put the right attitude and stay positive, and anything is possible. You may not be able to fill people's shoes, but you're able to walk the same path.